This episode is in collaboration with Crazy Legs Events. Crazy Legs have been race timing and organising a few events of their own over 10 years now. They work with clubs and organisations to provide event and timing services or to help them put on races such as the newly resurrected Millbrook Monster. Crazy Legs provide chip or manual timing and will work with race organisers to find the most cost-effective solution for the event. They provide timing services for the Tameside 5K Festival and other events around the country, from small local races to national championships. So get in touch with them to help you with your race timing. Contact them at crazylegsevents@gmail.com.
Welcome to episode 137 of the Local Runners Podcast, the podcast by runners for runners. And we're your hosts. I'm Dave Norman.
I'm Sean Morrison.
I'm Katie Kay.
And I'm Callum Parkinson. So make sure you get signed up to local races and support local clubs. So we've got the Black Knight Charge that we're hosting with East Cheshire Harriers on July 22nd. It's a multi-terrain race of 6 miles, which loops round Daisenock for 2 miles, then goes out into Park Bridge over some challenging terrain, and then back into Daisenock and finishes. The junior race is 2 miles, which is aged between 10 years on the 31st of the 8th, 2026, and a maximum of the age of 15. So we've also got a place to give away for the Millbrook Monster thanks to Crazy Legs. So we're going to put something on socials, so make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that and get involved.
Track races. So I think last time we talked about track races, didn't we? So we're just going to do a little review because I think we've been trying to encourage more people, haven't we, to get involved with track, and something that we don't, I think, as seniors often, unless you've been brought up as a junior through the ranks of doing track, it's not really something that we often do. But I had an experience recently. I can't remember what event was it, Dave?
It was the Northern Track and Field League, wasn't it?
That's it.
And you'd never done a track race before, had you?
Never done a track race.
Apart from the Prosecco Mile.
Apart from the Prosecco Mile, yeah, it was a bit different. It felt a bit different. And also never done any field events either, so I did shot put, so I'd literally never done it. So I went to, the event was on the Saturday, so I went to East Cheshire on Thursday and held a shot put for the first time. I was surprised at how heavy it is. It's really heavy, isn't it?
Yeah. But I think that's part of the sport.
But of course they were just had to, you can do all these weird and wonderful moves, can't you? But literally they were saying just get a legal throw.
It's meant to be like a frisbee.
Yeah, I did, yeah. It was a lot heavier than I thought, but yeah, they said the aim literally is just to get a legal throw, so literally get it over the line. Don't try and do anything fancy. So me and Andy Sykes had a bit of a practice on the Thursday night, so it was funny. And we went on the Saturday, and you know what? It was so much fun. I think that's the thing. It reminds me, it's like cross country. They're always like team events where everyone comes together. We went on a minibus and we had a right laugh there. And then went to do shot put initially, was my first one, and it was so funny because I did a little oof, and it just went over the line, and then all these other girls were doing this where they were bending down, people can't see obviously unless they're watching but we're jazzing the hands and spinning round and massive, loads of noise, throwing it dead far. Mine went 4 something, and the other girls were going 11 something. I was rubbish, really bad. But again, it was fun.
You got points.
Got
for
legal
the club.
throw. Got points. So
you had some fun.
Absolutely. And then I did 3,000 metres, and again I had no idea what even is 3,000 metres.
7.5 laps of the track.
But again, I have no idea because I do some training on the track, but 200 metres or 400. I've never run continuous.
Tough distance, 3K.
Yeah, so I had no idea. And again, everyone was saying there'll be a real range. There'll be some young girls that'll go off like a rocket, and then there'll be other people who are maybe slower than you. Just, again, it don't matter. So I set off, and then I was at the front. So I didn't know what to do then, because I thought, oh God, am I going too fast? And I couldn't tell if anyone was near me. So I just kept running at what felt all right. And every time I went round, Mike Holness was there saying, you're smashing it, just keep going. So I just kept running. And anyway, then I finished over the line first. So that was, So it was great. It was good. And then after that, it was literally 20 minutes, which probably isn't ideal. Then I did the 1,500 metres, which again felt like a bit of a relief then, because that's only 4 laps, isn't it? When you've done 7, that felt quite nice just doing 4 laps. But again, I didn't know what to do. Set off, and one of the young girls just went off like a rocket, so just left her, and I was in 3rd. But then I kept my eye on the other girl and was able to catch her up, so finished 2nd in that race. But it was really good, and again, it's something like just to I'd say to people, just have a go, don't be scared. And again, I felt a bit intimidated. I didn't even think on the start line. I was literally on the start line, and when they shout out your name of which lane to go in, I think I was in lane 7. I'd have stayed there if the woman didn't say. She said, you've got time to like move in. I didn't realise. I thought you just like stayed in your lane.
In a 400 you'll hold your line, but
I didn't have a clue. But again, it's things like that. I'd have, it's just experience. But again, it was funny. I had no idea what we were doing, and then again we got on the bus on the way home, had a few drinks and had a laugh.
What did you wear footwear?
I just wore my Pumas.
All right,
so carbons. Again, people were saying about wearing spikes. Most of the kind of young girls that do that as their, distance were wearing spikes. So if it was something I was going to do regular, I might look at investing, but carbons I thought were fine.
I think, the thing with spikes is they are very unforgiving on the track, and you definitely would have known about it the following day if you'd worn spikes.
Yeah. So I just wore the DV8 Nitro Elites, and they were fine.
Brilliant.
So I'd just recommend people get involved.
We've spoken about it quite a bit on the podcast recently. We obviously had Joe and Sarah Hudak on, who are track specialists. I know obviously they do road and cross country as well, and Juliet Smith spoke quite fondly about doing the Masters track events.
Yeah.
Just on that, I happened to be in Longford Park on Tuesday night, which I'll come into on my training update, but saw Steve and Sarah Brown running the 800 metres.
She said yesterday, I ran on track.
Yeah,
on the
so
track.
I know we've discussed a little bit on the previous guests' WhatsApp group, but it was great to see Steve and Sarah giving it a go, because to my knowledge I don't think either of them have ever done any track before. And the great thing with those Tuesday night meetings at Stretford is they're seeded, so you put down your predicted time, and then they will put you in a race with people who've got a similar predicted time.
I think the thing is as well, I think I had a bit of anxiety around, like, you've nowhere to hide, have you? You're on show, kind of. But actually, when it comes to it, it's like any other. Nobody cares, though, do they?
They don't.
Actually, your teammates were there at the time to encourage you. But as I was running around the track, there was people doing long jump, there's people doing other stuff. There wasn't. I didn't feel like I was on display or anything. It's actually nobody cares, do they?
I think it's a good thing to do. And
I do.
If you're somebody who does 5Ks and 10Ks, there's very often talk post race about fast courses, potentially short courses, hilly courses. You don't get that on the track. What you run on the track is a genuine time. So I think it's good to try your hand at a 5K or a 10K on the track, and
and again,
there definitely could be no questions over a 5 or a 10K on the track.
And you hear a lot of people say that you need to run like under distance faster, don't you? So I suppose like me, they're running a 1500 and a 3000. If I was to do that more regularly, would help my 5K.
I know
time.
Glenn Piper's a big advocate of that.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
So give it a go.
Yeah, brilliant.
So the weather briefly warmed up, didn't it?
Briefly.
Warmed up. But I would still...
Heat wave.
That's
never.
I like that one.
I do.
No. I'd certainly prefer that than the rain. But I just think it's a good time now to start getting your summer wardrobe sorted out.
A transition, Sean.
Yeah.
Seamless.
So, Twisted Running, don't forget, we've got the discount code with them for LRP10. Just have a look at all the kit they've got. So I'm going to give Alex a go this weekend, I think. I'm going to make my parkrun return this weekend, a long awaited. I'm going to probably bang on the old Twisted Running Vest podcast, because it's like race day quality, to be honest with you. I think really good quality kit. And they can also sort out your club kit as well, so I know some clubs have already looked to do that. And Callum, you had your custom kit on in Manchester Marathon that they put together for you as well.
Yeah. So there's a form on the website as well. So all you have to do is just go on. There's no minimum order either. When I went down to pick it up, I asked Ben about hats. Yeah. So you're modelling the trucker now.
Right. Oh yeah.
I've got a bucket hat ordered as well, so that's on its way.
We need to get Barrett sponsored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Race reviews are brought to you by Precision Fuel and Hydration. The team have been using Precision Fuel and Hydration for fueling long runs and recovery. Use code LRP26 for 15% off.
So at the weekend, I was chatting to Wayne Cunningham, who paced the 10k. I'll get onto it a little bit later. We were talking about fueling, and he does a lot of longer distance. And he said one of the biggest thing I've found is I found some Tuesday brilliant. And I went, oh, what are they by? And they went, oh, Precision Fuel. He said, I've got them, and he swears by the swears by him. He says having them just before because you digest them quite well. I always thought the chew would be really tough.
No, they just
they are really good.
They don't sit on your stomach at all.
Yeah, they're like a sweet, aren't they? Like a treat.
But even over the last few weeks, I've been having the carb and electrolyte drink as well because I've been struggling just to get out the door to do bloody anything at the moment. But I've been having that, and that's kind of been fueling my run as well. So I've just ordered another pack of that.
So getting on to race reviews, we had the Mid-Cheshire 5k. I mean, everyone knows that race, so I don't need to describe it too much. It's a super fast course. It was quite warm on the evening of the race. I think a few people commenting on the temperature, but I think it was pretty favourable conditions really. Once the race came around, there was not much in the way of wind, and really quick times reflected the good conditions as well. So winning the race for the first time was Salford Harriers' Harry Johnson in the men's race in 14:07, finishing ahead of Callum Johnson of Gateshead Harriers AC in 14:11. That was a great race to watch as well.
It was brilliant, wasn't it? Because Callum looked like he had it won, and then what a finish from Harry.
Yeah,
great run.
Good to watch. Those two were watching each other like hawks. And when
it was quite cagey for about 3k, wasn't it?
Yeah,
and then those two really accelerated.
I just noticed when Callum went, he kept glancing, didn't he, thinking, who's this, who's coming with me? So it was a great race.
Needed to do his homework.
And then in third we had Owen Roberts of Merenith, I say, is that?
Yeah.
14:12. So the women's race was a new course record, which actually smashed the current course record, 15:02. Amy Eloise Neal of Wakefield District Harriers and AC. Not familiar with Amy. You, Dave?
Yeah. She her maiden name was Markov, and she's actually born in Stockport, so there is a local connection there. But yeah, she runs for Wakefield Harriers.
Oh, what a run! Because finish ahead of Samantha Harrison, Mansfield Harriers in second in 15:13, which is also inside the old course record.
Didn't she have the course record previous? Yeah.
I think she did. Yeah,
for some time as well.
Yeah,
for some time I think. And Holly Dixon of Cambridge Harriers in third in 15:33. It's a great running. I'm obviously going to cover this. We had 7 Salford Harriers inside 15 minutes on the night.
Jeez.
That's just unbelievable in terms of the standard of the club at the minute. And that included Jack Marwood, 14:18 as an under 21.
Wow.
Well, he's actually 17, Jack. So,
incredible.
14:18 was actually his gun time. He actually ran 14:17 on the chip.
Wow.
So
it's just unbelievable running.
One hell of a run that.
Yeah.
You think that Callum Johnson in second was only 6 seconds ahead of him.
Yeah.
It's a great run.
Yeah.
So I've done this before. I just went through, that got me thinking about the age category results. So some great times here. So Vet 40, John Beattie of Leeds AC, 14:19.
And on that one, John led most of the race, and that was
he in the black vest?
He was, and he was the second. That was the second fastest ever time by a British Vet 40 male.
Wow.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
It's fast, that one.
Very, very good.
It's outstanding, isn't it?
Mad.
Listen to this as well. Vet 45 male, 14:35. Andrew Davis of Maldwin Harriers. And in the women's running as well, we had Laura Hesketh, who we hear her name come up quite a lot. Vet 40, 16:45, Clayton Limors. Vet 55, Joanne Stansfield of Trentham AC, 18:41. Vet 50, Peter Speak of Wilmslow, 15:45.
What?
Vet 60, Mike Wyatt of Erie Harriers, at 16:42. Vet 60,
Wow, 60. Wow, 60.
What?
That's mad.
Vet 65, Jacqueline Cordinley of Sale Harriers, 21.56. And get this, Vet 70, Jonathan Haynes, Bishop Starford. It's 18.59.
Wow.
That is not human, is it?
No.
Is it?
Wow.
That's great.
That's
Mid-Cheshire,
insane. That's got to be some sort of
they have some
record, yeah.
impressive times through.
It does bring everyone though,
Wow.
doesn't it?
Yeah. But it's just inspirational times.
Yeah.
They are
Definitely.
really good times, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so next race we had the Steve Dick Memorial Stride Through the Woods race 2026. That's organised by Hyde Village Striders. It's actually a 5k trail race, which is quite a rare kind of race, really.
Yeah.
Combining woodland paths with some open sections along the canal as well. It was a real strong showing actually for East Cheshire Harriers on this race, on a course which had soaked up plenty of rainfall over the previous 24
It was very
hours.
wet.
Oh, yeah. I saw some WhatsApp messages during the day. Everyone was asking what shoes to wear.
Yeah.
It's just not a shoe that can deal with that, is
So I've
it?
done cross country by the end of it.
Because it's quite hard and traily in parts as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So in the men's race we had Marshall Fleet of East Cheshire Harriers, who was first in 1838, and he was in the 15 to 16 age group.
Wow.
Great time on that.
Joshua Walton, Hyde Village Striders, 1842. He's flying, isn't he?
He's
Yeah.
flying, and he
Yeah.
was. They were really close, them two, Marshall and Josh. And I thought Josh was going to get him as they were coming back to us. Josh said it was just Marshall's dad shouted at him, like literally near the end, and he said he just out sprinted him, but he thought he had him.
So Marshall trains very closely with Mike Holness, so you
Yeah.
can kind of see
Yeah.
where he's getting.
And to put those pack times in perspective, I think they were only a handful of seconds behind Gary Priestley's winning time of last year when he ran away with it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very, very impressive.
Was that the year that I got on the podium, Dave?
It is, yeah.
Just wanted to make sure.
Just completing the podium this year was Nathan Dunn, also of East Cheshire Harriers in 1909. And he's only
great run.
in the 17 to 19 age group.
Yeah,
In the women's race, Lucy Wanzinski, Glossopdale Harriers, 22.19. Katie Kay, East Cheshire Harriers, 23.32. Well done, Katie. That's your podium there, equal.
Yeah.
Beat, she got second.
And Harry Ann Fleet, also of East Cheshire Harriers in 25.18, so good running there.
Okay, and moving on to another popular local trail race, the Dovestone Diamond. So this year's race took place on Wednesday the 27th of May, and this popular trail race always sells out within hours of entries being released. Starts with a steep climb before heading down through trail paths towards Duffstone's Reservoir. So early on, it was the former podcast guest and podcast ambassador Michael Harris who was the early leader. But eventually it was Marcus Nicholson of Sale Harriers, who some of you may know as the physio we used this year at the Tameside 5k. Marcus eventually came home to win with what turned out in the end to be a very comfortable margin of just over a minute. So the podium results on the night: Marcus Nicholson of Sale Harriers was the winner in 38.02. Second was Matthew Latham of Salford Harriers in 39.19, and then it was Michael Harris who took that third place in 39.46. In the women's race, Abigail Warburton of Bury was first home in 43.29. And once again, Katie Kay of East Cheshire, runner-up in 46.50. And finally, Louise Ferguson, unattached, taking third place in 53.44. Age category winners on the night were as follows. Adam Battersby of Mosley Running Club was the first Vet 40 in 46.11. Very competitive Vet 45 age group on the night. Colin Latham came out on top from Dragons Running Club in 41.46.
That's good.
But yeah, mention to the two guys who ran him close, Robin Horner and Darren Smith. All three of them making the top 8 on the night.
Yeah.
So yeah, competitive age group that on the night. Andrew Rogers of Royton Road Runners took first M50 in 43.54. Steve Crossman of Glossopdale Harriers 43.34. Sean Chambers, Salford Harriers, the evergreen Sean Chambers. First set Vet 60 in 44.34. And completing the men's age category winners, we have Mark Davies of Stadium Runners in 51.47, winning the Vet 65s. Ladies age category winners, we had Louise Gaynor of Mosley Running Club in 58.39. Amy Elliott, unattached, was the Vet 40 winner in 56.11. We've already mentioned Katie Kirby's Cheshire Harriers. She was the Vet 45 winner. Nearly had it 5 years into your life there.
I want to kick you then, Dave.
First Vet 45 in 46.50. It wasn't East Cheshire Harrier who was the first Vet 50. It was Karen Fleming in 53.45. Fiona Dyson of Saddleworth, first Vet 55 in 55.56. And then we had Deborah Wardle, unattached, in 61.12, taking first Vet 60. And finally, Jennifer Bartlett of Mosley in 1:10.11.
So Manchester Half took place on Sunday the 31st of May, starting at 8 a.m. with waves setting off. So this Manchester Half takes the course of onto the Mancunian Way, heading towards the Etihad, back and then back to the Mancunian Way, and then it does the 10k route along Chester Road, Old Trafford, and then back in. So the men's results were, first was Alex Durant of
City of Sheffield.
City of Sheffield. That was your typing wrong then, Dave, because I've taken that. I thought, what's that?
And if anybody watched the live stream, did anybody see his vest completely disintegrated?
Yeah, what happened there?
Yeah.
I know what's happened there, because I've got one of them old night vests, and you're right, the glue here just goes after a while.
Yeah.
What did it?
So so he finished
He's holding
topless,
Really?
and his vest was like the remains of it was just hanging down over his shorts.
Really?
Yeah.
It's one of the old Nike Aerosmith vests.
Right.
Yeah.
The style where it's just split, and
God.
then running use where half was one colour, the other half was white. And I've got one. I was just about to put it on with this hot weather we've had. I noticed the glue's
I think some people thought he did it
wow.
deliberately though, because he was getting a bit of stick on social media saying,
really?
taking your top off and celebrating like that.
Oh.
You know,
No,
what a wally.
That's social media.
You could see that was a wardrobe.
It was a wardrobe
malfunction.
malfunction.
Wow.
Yeah. He completed it in 1 hour 5:48. Callum Davidson of Salford 1:07:27 in second, and Yaku Jarvi in 1 hour 8 minutes and 5 seconds, and they were third. So women's was Georgia Stanfield of Tretham RC in 1:18:17, Olivia Mason of Border Harriers in 1:18:36, and Brissa McGrath in 1 hour 19:57 was third. And then Manchester 10k started off with the elite women at 11:30, and then it had the elite men and the masses at 11:45. So the men's were Selimon Barrega in 27:37 was first. Santiago Catrofe was second in 27:39, and Oscar Chilimo in third was 27:42.
I mean, 27:42 finishing third.
Yeah.
It was a really good finish as well. There was a lot of talk on socials about people not kind of respecting the elites coming through. They were told. So when I was pacing yesterday, as I was going out along Chester Road, the lead bike for the women's, they were actually shouting to the people finishing the half to move over and stay to one side. And then the finish for the men's race, they were telling the three women, they must have told the three women to move over. And was it Barrega that nearly got tripped up?
He nearly ran into the back of them,
Yeah. And they were going at some speed. Obviously, they're going at some speed with that time. But I think that is an accident waiting to happen.
Yeah, I think in the women's race as well. The second place athlete, I can't remember her name.
I've got a name written down here.
Coletti.
Yeah.
She ran into the back of somebody.
Yeah.
Just badly organised. And people, I mean, don't want to get down.
Be careful, Sean.
Let's take 50p out.
People with bloody headphones on.
Yeah.
And not paying attention to the surroundings. It's just not fair.
But I think it's also part of the marshalling. That part of Chester Road, as soon as you go over the roundabout above the Mancunian Way, it gets to two thin lanes as well, because you're going into Deansgate, and they've changed it now where I think it's only one way in or out of Deansgate.
There's loads of solutions now with bonking up to headphones and things like that. But, if it's costing people a potential accident,
Stop.
I saw a few comments on social media, and You know, like I did agree with one comment that said it's wrong to criticise those runners because at the end of the day they've paid their entry fee. You know, it's up to the organisers to manage it.
Yeah.
You know, whether that be filter them off in a different direction earlier, or barrier it off, or you know better communication from the bike.
Yeah.
They need to do something, don't they?
Yeah. Definitely, because it is an accident. And I've seen it with other races before. Obviously, you've got the Aintree races where they have multiple race distances going on at the same time. Yeah. Obviously, Wilmslow half now has a 10k alongside it.
Yeah.
There's been a few near misses on that one as well, I think. So.
Yeah. I just think at that level though as well.
At that level, it definitely needs managing better.
Yeah.
And it's one of the races that's on the calendar similar to London Marathon, isn't it? Because it's so big.
Yeah. It did put the subject on the spotlight though over the weekend. Like today's point, there was a few posts about it, and it was on the BBC feed as well.
Yeah. I think Berega looked like he was the one who was most affected by that near collision. So I think it was quite fitting that he won the race. Yeah. It would have felt a bit wrong if he'd not won.
Yeah.
And then in the women's race, it was Clara Lucan in 30:58, and then Weenie Kalita. Yeah, go for Weenie. Sounds better. 31:17. And then Amy Eloise Neal, that we mentioned before, was third in 32:16. So many local runners, we would be here all day. But it was great to see so many people out there yesterday running the half and the 10k. And it's an early start as well for the half, setting off at 8 o'clock. So, yeah.
Yeah, some people do the double, don't they? I'd not seen that before, but the amount of people I've seen posted actually did the double. I didn't realise that.
Yeah.
Just on that third place of Amy Eloise Neal, it was also the British Championships.
Oh, yeah.
So she came home British champion, and the British men's champion for this year was Mark Scott.
Yeah.
He was the first British male to finish.
Yeah.
Not too far behind.
He's a previous winner of the race as well.
He is, yeah, that's right.
So let's get on to training and racing. So since the marathon, I've not really done a lot of running. After we last recorded, I think I said that I started to come down with a bit of a bad cold. It got considerably worse, and it got to a point where I had the shakes. I was getting hot, I was getting cold. So nothing like a weekend away with the lads won't fix. So that's what I did. And then when I came back, I was actually miraculously recovered. So that day I did 6 miles. But I've not done any sessions really. I've done a couple of progression runs. I'm going to try and kick on this week with some more speed work. So I mentioned before that I paced the Manchester 10k. So I've paced 45 minutes for that, and that's the 5th year that I've done it now. But about a week and a half ago, I got an email from Great Run, and it went out to all the pacers for the 10k, and they asked if anyone wanted to be involved in a meet and greet with Kelly Holmes. So the first email that I got, I thought, no one really wants to meet me. Why would they want to meet me? So then there was another
point.
Yeah. So then there was another email came out saying this is your last chance, and I thought, why would I give up the opportunity to meet Kelly Holmes and sit with her and ask questions and go through stuff? So I sent an email in saying that I'd love to, and it was in the morning of the race. So I got there for about 8:30. I parked up near Alan Turing Way, and then I ran into town, saw Ash Buckley on the way. Ran over the Mancunian Way, because that was great, because you can run over the Mancunian Way, and all the runners had just set off. So I just started running down as the lead men were at the bottom of the Mancunian Way at the end. So I was running along, and then I had people shouting at me going, "Oh, you're winning." It's like, oh, well. So then cut off there, then went to the hotel, met her at the Hilton, and we sat in this, just like in the foyer, and she'd been briefed with the questions that everyone was going to ask, briefed with who she was going to speak to, and she got a phone out, and I was expecting it not to be, I didn't expect it to be so engaging. and she really, like, she went, I don't want to read anything off my phone, I want it just to be natural and really have a good chat. She learned everyone's names, and there's a guy called Richard who was partially deaf, and she met him last year, and it was like, oh, Richard, and she was just straight to him, and she was just really, really nice. So I had my local runners podcast top on, and they said, can you put this Solgar top on? I was like, oh, go on then. So I put my podcast top at the side of me, over the arm of the chair with the logo very much in way. So there was loads of pictures, there was a video, so I think that'll go out on Solgar. But there was a question that was asked of her of like how she deals with pressure, what she does with like mental strength now that she's not competing at the Olympics, but she's well into parkrun. And then I asked about the club scene, where how can we give back to, how can we make running clubs more accessible and get them built bigger, rather than a lot of the people going to run clubs like in the centre of Manchester and stuff like that. So her answer was to make it more accessible and try to go out to the community and bring people in rather than expecting people just to come, which I thought was quite a good insight. And then we probably spent the next hour and a half having pictures. I'd never posed for so many pictures in my life. But she said that she wanted to run it round about 45 minutes, so me and Wayne that were pacing, we said at the start, we said, why don't we pace it together, but we'll be like 30 seconds apart. And then it's just not to give up the opportunity if she did end up running with us. She didn't. She'd set the elites off, she then jumped down, and then I think she went in between the 40 and the 45 minute pacer. I think she got 42 minutes something. But she said that was her longest run in like 7 months. But for my race pacing, I did it in 44:28, and I was really happy with that, considering that I'd not ran that much. So when it was warm, I hate running in warm weather. When it was really warm, Laura was away, thankfully, so I had the kids and I couldn't run anyway. I did have a spot for Dovestone Diamond, but didn't go because I think Laura got home that night. She got home fairly late. I have got the Dunham Massive 5Ks booked. I did the first one, which was the clockwise? No, the anti-clock. No, is it clockwise? Anti-clockwise route, which is the hillier one. And I got just under 19 minutes, and that was just after me being quite poorly, so I was quite happy with that.
Was it one of them this week, or is it next week?
Yeah, so there was one last week at Warrington as part of the series, but I missed that because I couldn't race in that. I was just too hot, so I'd homemade pizzas and beer. Yeah, good balance. And then I can't make this week either because I'm away with Welsh Castles. It's a bit unfair to be out Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So I'm going to end up missing that, but I'm going to try and make the one next week. And yeah, that's it for my training. Everything's just going really shit at the moment. Just struggling to get the miles in, but I did 6 miles today. And yeah, just going to slowly start to build up. Over to Sean.
Well, yeah, obviously, so since London, I had a week off because I went away. Sorry, I had a week off anyway. Then I went away on holiday, so I've just been building up slowly. But training's built up really nicely since, to be honest with you. I've been playing around with my training a bit, experimenting a little bit really with doing double threshold days, but just like really controlled. So I'm not running too hard on them days. I think I got back up to like 80 miles last week. That's without a really long run. I seem to be tolerating that okay. So I probably might not go quite as high this week. But just trying to get my confidence back really, because my confidence is just from in the gutter really. With just the way I've been running, and I've just made a few changes. So I've come away from being coached now. So I've decided I'm not going to be coached anymore because it felt like a bit of a waste of Dan's time really, and a bit of a waste of my money.
Yeah.
A combination of the two. And in that group they're all quite high standard athletes, and everyone's smashing it apart from me. So I just wasn't feeling great about the way it was going for me, and just getting worse really. So I do need to get on top of this iron issue before I look at doing anything like that again.
Would you look at going back to a coach?
Only when I've got my confidence fully back. I think if I can get myself back running well again and start getting near my times again, I probably would just stick to doing my own thing, I think. I just feel like I've learnt so much from that anyway.
Yeah.
And that's why I've been...
Yeah, you're confident in your own coaching.
That I've learnt a lot about controlled intensity. It looks on the face of it a real tough day, that doing double threshold, but if you get it right, it's doable. And what I've really missed as well is training with the club, training with the track, Greengate. I said to Dan when we were talking last time that I could be coached off like anybody, like whoever it is. The best training could be provided to me, but I'm just going to train better when I run with other people. I could be doing 5k sessions even if I'm training for a marathon, and I'm going to get fitter doing that than I am training on my own, doing specific marathon work. So I'm trying to build a plan now for the autumn based on training mainly with the club. I'm doing a bit of my own stuff on top of it just to make it more marathon focused. I've cancelled my Amsterdam spot because I don't want to go to Amsterdam now, because I'm just, like I say, my confidence is on its arse, and the last thing I need to do go all the way over there, book hotels and flights for another shit show. I can do that here. So keep the cost down. So I'm doing Yorkshire Marathon.
Oh, right, cool.
Rented Yorkshire Marathon.
Oh, brilliant.
18th of October. It's exactly the same day, so cadence and everything's the same. So quite looking forward to it, actually. Feels a bit less pressure. I miss, that pressure's not coming from anywhere other than me. But
is it the hilly one, that one, or is that Chester?
I did a little bit of research on Chester and Yorkshire because I was picking between the two, and there's not much in it. I've done Chester a few times, but I don't know if you're familiar with Meteo Pace. It's an app that gives you the conditions, weather, elevation, all that sort of stuff. It was giving Yorkshire a slightly better score on elevation. Right. So I figured, well, let's go for that because I've not done it before. Claire has done it before, and it looked a good event watching it. I looked at the previous results, and there's plenty of company there around that pace. So good. If I can if I can go there and have a better run, just get back going in the right direction, that's got to be it.
It's confidence as well.
That's what you need.
I'm always been a super confident running a marathon. Marathon didn't frighten me at all. I was ready for it all the time.
We used to always say, didn't we, that you're happiest when you're training for a marathon. You're buzzing, aren't you, when you've got a marathon coming up?
It's probably got me on the ropes now.
You have been grumpy the last few months.
It's just not been going well, has it? What I've done is, I've entered... I'm always grumpy. I've entered Wilmslow 10k, so I'm training for that at the minute. So that's why I'm doing slightly different training. It's not quite as long runs and a bit of faster stuff. Just
see you there.
Trying to get some... I need to run better than I did in Trafford earlier in the year. So, all change, really. Just
moving in the right direction, though, isn't it? Like, say, building your confidence, running with others, doing what you enjoy doing.
The key thing is the iron, getting that sorted. Because that's really what's spoiled it for me, I think.
I think I said to you after the marathon, Sean, that don't underestimate how much low iron levels can affect race performance.
And that was a good article which you shared, actually.
I thought it was worth sharing.
And I didn't get in the Castles team, so I'm going to do Alex this weekend.
Brilliant.
Get down there, give it beans.
But a bit quiet this weekend, won't it, with a lot of people being out.
I'm hoping there's going to be some company there.
I'm sure. I'm sure there'll be company. What I mean is, like, sometimes it can be a bit overcrowded, can't it? Now.
When we did it a few months ago, it was.
We said, didn't we? I don't want to go mad, so we'll start a bit far back, but then you just
can't. I think what we've noticed recently is
we couldn't move, could we?
If one of the big three Manchester Park runs is cancelled, then it really has a knock-on effect. Because I think when South Manchester was cancelled a couple of weeks ago, Alex and Stretford both got almost 1,000 runners.
Did they run out of tokens at one?
They ran out of tokens at Alex, yeah.
I've not done a park run for months.
Yeah.
More months, so.
But yeah, we tried to be respectful of those people who wanted to go quick, didn't we? So started far back, but then, like you say, we literally couldn't go, and then you just can't pick it up, can you?
Yeah.
We got stuck.
Yeah.
But
It's and in a 5k, you've not got time to correct it.
no,
if you have
that's
a bad
what I mean.
first
Then
half a
there's
mile,
no point, then, is there?
What are you, Katie?
Yeah, I won't spend ages. But
even though you've raced a lot.
I've done a bit, yeah, so just comment
You've
on them.
raced the most out of all of them.
Yeah. I've again just been trying to build up since the marathon. I've been dead sensible. Like my Strava graph is like perfect. You can see like my taper and then like gradually building up. But yeah, I've just done a bit of. There's always one in there. I've just done a bit of like mixing it up a little bit. So did the. What league was it again, Dave?
Northern
Track League. Don't know what I'm doing.
Sorry, Dave. Why did I race?
know. So yeah, the Northern Track League.
Carlisle.
Yeah, in Carlisle.
And you went on the bus.
You went, yeah.
Do you want Dave to do yours?
Tell my story, Dave. So I did shot put, 1,500 metres and 3,000 metres. And love that. Again, something different I wouldn't normally do. I'm not used to like just running that fast. I didn't really know what I was doing, but enjoyed it. Then did Stride Through the Woods. So again, love that one, just short distance, but off-road as we've already read the results. So finished second there, chasing Lucy, who's one of my England Masters teammates. So it's always nice to have someone to chase. There's no way I was catching her. And then I did, what else have I done? Dovestone Diamond, so did Dovestone just this Wednesday. And again, love that one. It's such a hard race, isn't it? You think you forget that that initial, it's just like never ending. And again, it was...
quite a narrow start as well,
it's really
isn't it?
narrow,
yeah,
so again...
there's a lot of fighting for position, isn't there?
Again, if you don't get in a good place, you do have to just stop. Really,
yeah.
So
it's single file up one of those tracks, isn't
everyone's
it?
fighting to get up. But yeah, I enjoyed that. Came second in that as well, and I think Abigail Warburton, she called, was first.
From
Wasn't
Bury,
she? And I think did she do like 17 something at Tameside 5k? So there was no way I was ever catching her.
No, she's good.
Yeah, she was really
She
good.
won one of the races at Tameside. She did.
Yeah,
she's fast anyway, isn't she? And, but she said she lives local to there, so when she's not done it before.
Okay.
So yeah, but yeah, and then I've just been doing a bit of speed work, mixing it up. Did one of Callum's sessions, 12 by 400 metres.
Yeah,
that was awful.
Yeah,
you don't think it's going to be that bad, do you? Do one lap and you think, 12 times this. And it was people were dropping like flies, weren't they? But managed to do them all. A few park runs, and then I've just been trying to get out into the hills because I love that. Like after marathon, after running so much on the tarmac, I just love getting out in the hills and getting off road. Yeah. So yeah, I've been doing a bit of that, and then got Welsh Castles this weekend. So I'm really looking forward to that because I've not done that before. Got Leg 6, which I think is a bit of mixed terrain. Scenic. I was saying earlier, I've read a little bit up on it, and it says not to get distracted by the beautiful scenery, otherwise everyone will be off. So I'm running my phone because I'm scared of getting lost, so I need to make sure I just keep it in my pocket and don't get distracted taking pictures. But yeah, that should be fun. And other than that, I've not really got anything booked. Again, I just like to book everything.
Tour, though, haven't you?
Oh yeah, I've got the tour. Forgot about that in 2
Not
weeks.
got anything booked.
Yeah.
Not got anything booked.
Not got anything
got
booked the tour, yeah. But again, because
Welsh Castles tour.
yeah, they're all. When I say they're low key, aren't they? Obviously, like I try my best, but they're not. They don't feel like you have to. It's just what it is on the day. You don't specifically train for the tour, do you? It's just. But I've done a few recces of the courses. So yeah, just a bit of fun, and then don't really know what's next.
No marathons for you two in the autumn.
I've not got anything. No.
No.
I think because I've done 2 for me. I think feel like that's enough this year.
No marathons in the near future for me.
It's very definite, wasn't it?
It was last time, weren't it? And then I ended up running Manchester.
Yeah, exactly.
Did say
But
last
yeah.
year, to be fair, didn't it?
Yeah, I shut that question down quite quickly, and then I think about 2 weeks later.
You were already
why have I
opening
said
it all.
that?
And are you doing the Prosecco, Maya?
Oh yeah, Prosecco Mile, yeah, I've got that as well, yeah. I forget about all these things I've booked. Not doing anything, yeah. Of course I'm doing that.
Are you a PA?
Sounds like it.
I'm rubbish, I forget. That's what I mean. I think for me, like, serious races are like Trafford 10k, Wilmslow 10k, those fast road races. Everything else I just enjoy.
Yeah.
So I don't really see it as pressure. Dave.
Yes,
Over to you.
That's me. Right, so slightly more positive update from me this week. So I've actually done some running.
Yeah.
Hey. So after 13 weeks of no running whatsoever, obviously I'd had the incident mentioned in the last episode where I'd got knocked off my bike and broke my ribs. And Duncan had said to me during one of my physio treatments that he felt that 12 weeks would be the right amount of time to take off from running completely, and then try a very gradual return to running. Now 12 weeks coincided with me still recovering from the rib pain, so it was closer to 13 weeks when I did try my first run. And what Duncan said was, try your first run if you feel strong enough. So I did feel like I was stronger. I felt like some of the strength work I was doing was starting to pay off. But equally, when you've not used those running muscles for so long, there's a bit of trepidation. So as much as I look forward to that first run back, I almost also feared it a little bit as well. But my first run back was 20 minutes. Duncan suggested trying to break it up into sections just because I'd had so long off. So his suggestion was perhaps maybe try 10 by 2 minutes, or something along those lines. The first time I looked at my watch, I'd done 5 minutes. So it was more like 4 by 5 minutes in the end. But everything felt fine. So that was a really positive first run back. And no suggestion of Duncan's. This was purely my suggestion on a gradual return to running. I felt that the sensible thing to do would be to try and run every other day. So I messaged Duncan to tell him how that first run went, and then he said, try running again in 2 days. And I thought, brilliant, exactly how we're on the same page. However, I was going to Wembley 2 days later to watch Stockport. Less said about that game, the better. And I asked him if I could run on day 2, so do back-to-back runs, and then take the Sunday off because I knew I'd be out all day. He said that would be fine as long as I left it until the afternoon, don't go in the morning. So I did. Second run back, again 20 minutes, no problem whatsoever. Everything started to feel a little bit more natural, so everything along the right lines. Had that day off, went again on the Monday it would have been, no problems. Just added another half mile on, so I'm up to 2.5 miles now. And because I'd done 2 days back to back, I then went and did another 2 days back to back, day off. So I'm on 2 days on, 1 day off, fine with 2.5 miles twice. Then I did 3 miles, and everything was starting to get a little bit sore around the shin area towards the end of that run. So I thought maybe doing those 2 days, 1 day on, maybe I need to just throttle it back to 1 day on, 1 day off. So that's what I've done now. I'm alternating running with cycling. So I'm still building this distance up. I'm up to 3.5 miles with the running now, and it seems to be responding a bit better to doing just increasing the distance every third run. But equally, alternating the running with the cycling seems to be a much more sensible strategy. So that's all positive on that front.
I was waiting for a but.
I was. That's what I thought he was going to say. But then I got run over. Or
no, there's no but. There's no but. No. So the other major update is I was conscious, having had that conversation with Duncan about feeling strong enough, that although I've done all the stuff that he's been setting me, it's felt like I'm only seeing him once a month, and the focus when I go and see him is on sports massage, and then we'll spend 5 minutes at the end discussing the strength program. So my feeling was that I needed just a bit more focus on it with a specialist. So what I've decided to do is link up with James Moles, who I know the two of you have worked with. Yeah. So I had a meeting in person with James just to discuss my history, obviously my recent injury background, and I've had my first session with him. I've got my second session with him booked this week. and the first session went really well.
He's good, he is good.
Really good. Recommend him to anybody who's looking at a strength program. But yeah, based at the gym at Longford Park. Just went down there after work, and it was an hour. Everything was completely one-to-one. Gave me a set of exercises to do. Taught me through every single exercise. If anything hurts, you need to tell me straight away, and we'll just stop it immediately. And this was actually, I went to see him the day after that little bit of shin pain after my one of my runs. No problem whatsoever doing any of the exercises, so that was positive. Interestingly, there were exercises he thought I might struggle with, given what I'd told him. But actually, he said, on the whole, I did quite well. In some of the exercises he thought I'd really struggle with, I was absolutely fine with. But there were 2 exercises that I did find quite difficult. Yeah. Interestingly, they were the ones that revolved around balance and coordination. So, yeah, suggests that's maybe an area we're going to focus on a bit more than we might have done. But yeah, all in all, really good. And just reflecting on the cycling, because obviously I'm still doing that. Is actually, because I'm not able to do much running volume, that's still a big part of my week. So one thing I have found is, since I've started doing more hills in my cycling, I found it's getting my heart rate up a lot more than it was staying on the flat. So I did my longest ever ride yesterday. And I noticed my heart rate was, on some of the longer climbs, it was getting up into the 150s, which, when I actually look back through my training, because I'm thinking, when I do my tempo runs, this is about where my heart rate was, and actually I've looked, and the heart rate I'm hitting on the climbs when I'm out on the bike is similar to what I'm doing when I'm out on a tempo run.
Do you wear a chest strap?
I don't wear a chest strap, I've just got my wrist one on, but it
gives you an idea.
It gives you an idea, and obviously it's going to be consistent, because that's what I'm using when I run my tempo. So I think it does show, and certainly in terms of the runs I've done so far, obviously they've been quite short, but I've not thought about pace at all, but I've just gone straight back into the pace I was doing my easy runs at before, my 13 weeks of no running. So I think what that suggests is the cycling has kept me pretty fit, just to slop straight back into that pace. And certainly this climbing I'm doing, and reaching those heart rates with obviously without the impact on the body as well. I think when you're going on the bike, and you're doing those climbs, you could probably hit those heart rates day after day after day.
Yeah.
Because it's not beating the body up.
Cyclists do a lot more intensity, don't they?
They do, yeah.
Because they can handle it, because it's not as damaging as running.
So, yeah, I mean, all's gone well on the running front so far. Obviously, I've got that little bit of shin pain after the first of the 3-mile runs, just below where the knee injury was. But that's settled a little bit since I switched back to every other day. So I think this strategy of alternating the running and the biking is the way to go. And certainly in terms of anything that's going to get the heart rate up, certainly for the short to medium term, it's all going to be done on the bike. There's going to be no intensity on the running for quite some time, I don't think, because
might as well use that benefit through the summer at least.
And given my conversation with James and Duncan, I think these focused sessions, which I'm going to be doing weekly with James, where we literally do an hour. We'll do the same exercise, we'll discuss the progress, we'll increase the load on some of the exercises that have involved weights. We can really progress those sessions, and hopefully that will facilitate a smooth return to some quicker running eventually, hopefully. But just pleased to be able to report that I've done some running, and it's gone relatively well.
And there's no but.
Yeah. There's no but at this stage.
Well, that's it for this episode. In our next interview, we've got Bramall runner. She's got PBs in the 5k of 23:04, 10k 46:30, half marathon 1:46:46, and the marathon 3:49:30. She's done all 6 major marathons, finishing in Boston this year. We'll be speaking to Caroline Canty.